Hi guys, this is Brad Lincoln from Pathway to Oz, and today I'm going to give you a bit of information on a question that pops up absolutely all the time from our clients, especially guys who are already currently in Australia, might be on a working holiday visa and looking to transition into learning a trade. And the question is, why can't foreigners do an Australian apprenticeship? Okay, so for those of you who don't know, an Australian apprenticeship is the most common way Australian citizens or permanent residents learn a trade in Australia. How it essentially works is, and to give you an example, okay, someone just finished school, they want to learn a trade, they then seek out an apprenticeship, which is essentially working with an employer in the particular trade they want to learn, and they do a huge amount of on-the-job training, could be over 3 or 4 years, with a small portion of that, maybe a couple of days a month, being spent at a trade or technical college. The big sort of what draws people towards an apprenticeship, in my opinion, especially foreigners who are here in Australia, is the fact that you get paid while you're doing this study. Okay, so from year 1 right through to year 3 or 4, you're getting paid and working essentially full time while you're doing this sort of study. This is why it's just so appealing to anyone and why it's a really cool way to learn a trade. However, unfortunately, this is not available to anyone who is not an Australian citizen or permanent resident. Now, there's a couple of reasons for this. Okay, main reason is, literally the solidest one, is your visa. Okay, it's when you sign up to apprenticeship, you have to stay and you have to be able to prove that you're an Australian citizen or permanent resident. So that is number one, where it falls down for any foreigner, unfortunately, who's looking to do an apprenticeship. The next biggest issue you face is that the Australian government oversees the apprenticeship system. Okay, they provide a huge amount of financial subsidies to employers who take on apprentices. And not only that, they also give a lot of funding to apprentices themselves. So things like tool allowances and travel allowances to make it easy for them and encourage them to get into this form of training. The Australian government's not going to provide funding for a foreigner to come and learn a trade that essentially they would then take back home and use elsewhere. So these are the main reasons, guys, why if you're a foreigner, unfortunately, you can't do an apprenticeship. However, this does not mean in any way, shape or form you can't learn a trade in Australia. We have a huge amount of videos. If you're new to our channel, I recommend going back and having a look, and I'll chuck a couple of really cool links below on the different ways a foreigner can come to Australia and undertake trade study. And not only that, but how these type of courses can help you make Australia your new home. So as always, guys, if you have any questions about undertaking study in Australia or learning a trade or wanting to explore your best migration options, please never hesitate to contact the team at Pathway to Oz via phone, Facebook, website or email. Thanks.